Nowhere 2023. Today, we are going to watch a film named Nowhere where a pregnant woman gets stuck in the middle of the ocean with nothing but a container to call a home. In a crisis-ridden future Europe, governments collapse as resources dwindle. A totalitarian regime, not enough at all, rises, resorting to extermination to manage shortages. Nico and his pregnant wife, Mia, flee the regime, navigating a perilous escape through a harbor amid police presence. They board a crowded truck, sacrificing their wedding rings to smugglers. Amidst the journey's uncertainty, Nico comforts Mia, showing her where to feel the baby's movements for reassurance. As they travel, Nico gives Mia a Snickers bar as a celebratory treat for when they reach Ireland. When a refugee drills a hole in the truck to let in light, Mia feels guilty for leaving their first child behind, but Nico reassures her that the soldiers took her away, indicating she's likely dead. After a few hours, the truck stops to pick up more refugees. The crowd becomes too dense, and the smuggler decides to split the group, separating men and women. Despite Nico's protests, he is taken away in another vehicle. Through a hole, Mia watches helplessly as her husband disappears. Using her phone, Mia contacts Nico, who assures her they're headed in the same direction and will reunite later. He advises her to conserve battery and watch over their belongings. As the journey continues, Mia witnesses violence at every turn, soldiers mercilessly killing rioters, and women being herded into cages like livestock. Later, at a checkpoint, all the women scramble to hide at the back of the truck. Despite the driver presenting papers indicating cargo transport, soldiers inspect the truck. Suspicious, the leader discovers a hidden compartment and orders the women to come out. Fearful, Mia climbs atop the crates, narrowly avoiding detection. When a woman opens the fake wall, the leader kills her, and the soldiers open fire, massacring the group. Mia is splattered with blood, witnessing the slaughter. Only the dog and a child survive briefly before being killed by the soldiers. After their departure, Mia cries and sends Nico a message, urging him to hide. The truck eventually reaches another harbor, and Mia tries calling Nico, but he doesn't answer. She sends a message saying she's being taken away on a ship. Later, the container shakes violently during a storm, injuring Mia. She awakens to find water seeping in through bullet holes as the ship sinks. Panicking, she attempts to call Nico but finds her phone smashed. Her spare phone requires a password she doesn't know. After checking on the baby's well-being, Mia notices water seeping into the container. She scavenges through the crates but finds only items like plastic containers, televisions, and earbuds. She puts on a hoodie she finds and gathers items from her bag, including tape and a Swiss Army knife. Using the tape to slow the water, Mia finds comfort in her diary and a family photo. She hears screams and witnesses a sinking container, desperately calling Nico on her working phone, but he doesn't answer. Distraught, Mia attempts to contact Nico for hours with no success. As night falls, she contemplates ending her life, but feels the baby move, giving her newfound determination to live. She falls asleep to the sound of whales singing. Mia wakes from a nightmare to find water flooding in faster. She uses a crate to dislodge a hanging one, only to find more plastic containers. Frustrated at first, Mia gets an idea from rubber lids, using them to cover lower holes, and a hose to drain water. She rearranges crates for comfort, marking water levels and rationing supplies. Using wires from earbuds, she hangs photos to dry. Discovering a working drill and lighter, Mia ensures water and food rationing. Her phone suddenly rings, and it's Nico, alive but stranded outside the city. He promises rescue, urging Mia to conserve battery and survive for their child. As Mia feels a contraction, she hopes it's a false alarm amid an approaching storm. As the storm hits, Mia realizes the baby is coming. Despite water flooding in, she delivers the baby in the container, removing the umbilical cord from around the baby's neck and comforting her until she cries. The next morning, Mia delivers the placenta and tidies up as best she can. With the phone damaged, she struggles to calm the crying baby, attempting to breastfeed without success. Mia tries drilling holes in the ceiling to escape, but the noise only makes the baby cry harder. Frustrated, she snaps at the baby but quickly apologizes. Moments later, Mia's chest reacts, and she successfully breastfeeds the baby for the first time. Exhausted, Mia eats all her remaining food and continues drilling until the battery dies. Despite her efforts, the phone still doesn't work, leading to a fit of frustration. Desperate, Mia tries using the knife on the ceiling, hurting her hands. With nothing else to do, she cares for the baby and tries to sleep despite hunger pains. Eventually, hunger drives Mia to eat her placenta. She hears whales outside, causing the baby to cry, and she scares them away by hitting the container walls. The next morning, Mia's attempts with the knife fail, and the phone remains dead. She drinks the last of the clean water but becomes sick after licking water drops from the ceiling. Mia's dizziness worsens, leading to hallucinations of her deceased daughter blaming her for her death. Nico appears, comforting her, but Mia wakes up from the dream feeling better as rain pours through the holes. She collects water and rigs a makeshift pulley system to open a hole in the ceiling, allowing sunlight in. Mia confirms they're still adrift at sea and sleeps with the baby for fresh air. Throwing a dirty hoodie into the water attracts fish, prompting Mia to attempt fishing with rope and metal, but she's unsuccessful. Seeing a passing plane, Mia breaks a TV to obtain a piece of the screen for a purpose yet to be revealed. Hurting her leg while rushing, Mia tries to signal a passing plane with a piece of TV screen but fails. She returns inside, stitches her wound, and numbs the pain with alcohol. Using wires from earbuds, she makes a net and successfully catches fish to eat raw. Mia continues survival efforts by draining water from the container and fishing regularly. She writes SOS notes on paper sheets from her diary, placing them in containers and throwing them into the sea. Mia names the baby Noah, after her grandmother, as Nico wanted. Mia shares the story of her sister with Noah and starts a fire to keep her warm. In the night, a plastic container hits the wall and Mia's phone rings, revealing Nico's dire situation. They say their goodbyes, and Mia puts the phone next to Noah so Nico can hear her. Mia still has the Snickers bar, saved for the end of her journey. On day 26, with the container about to sink, Mia builds a raft from crate wood and plastic containers. A seagull landing nearby gives her hope of land. Starting a fire and preparing a sail, Mia hears a noise inside the container and rushes to gather her pictures before it sinks. Mia retrieves the Snickers bar from inside the sinking container but gets tangled in rope as the raft drifts away with Noah. Cutting herself free, she swims out just before the container sinks. Terrified to lose Noah, Mia hears her cry and follows the sound, reuniting with her daughter. The next morning, Mia attracts seagulls with fish, catching the attention of a passing boat. Rescued, Noah is found safe inside the raft. The sailors perform CPR on Mia until she finally responds. They hand Noah to Mia as they radio for help, and Mia realizes they're heading towards Ireland, a chance at a new life.